Okay, I think this is probably the worst Alberta stay in Canada argument slash video I've come across so far. There's actually a lot in this video. Here we go.
There are Albertans.
Okay, first of all, Albertan with an O-N. Is that a manual edit or is that the AI software picking that up? What is T-O-N at the end there?
That don't understand math. And that will tell you that Alberta contributes more to federal coffers than any other province. Jeffrey the Wrath here
obviously does. Okay.
Will tell you that Alberta is paying for the East. Yeah, funding federal welfare systems of some sort. And fairly enough.
Okay, so there was already 2 jump cuts in there. 19 seconds into the video, whenever it goes, that the screen goes black and then it comes back. 2 jump cuts in 20 seconds, bro?
You lack the capacity to understand basic math. Specifically the difference between per capita contributions and total monetary contributions, then you might actually believe that. Because here's the reality. Yeah, per capita doesn't mean largest total contributions. Yeah, and that's not my opinion. Okay, this is grade school arithmetic, guys. When you look at total federal tax dollars collected from all sources, okay, Alberta isn't first, it's not second, it's not third, it's fourth. Ontario, Quebec, British Columbia, then Alberta. Right out of the gate.
Bro, I already watched this video. Yeah, Ontario has more people than Alberta. Shocking revelation, dude. India has more people than Canada. You want to bring that up too? Because that's as relevant to the discussion that you're trying to have on this video. Ontario has more people than Alberta. They're going to have more tax revenue as an absolute number. Of course, they have something like 3 times as many people as Albertan. That's crazy. As Alberta does, that is crazy. To even bring that up is actually hilarious.
It's an absolutely ridiculous claim. Now, Jeffrey here, Pizza the Hut in a suit, will pivot to his favorite buzzword, and that is net contributor. And all that means is that a province paid more in federal taxes than it received in certain counted federal programs. And this is where the trick happens.
The trick. Okay, let's see.
Okay, because this is where Pizza the Hut here conveniently leaves out everything that's not included in those net contributor statistics that he loves to regurgitate on social media. Yeah, first up, pipelines. Bing! Bing. Billions of dollars to purchase what was already built, billions of dollars to build the rest of it, billions in risk and cost overruns. Yeah, that pipeline, it wasn't a charity. Okay, it was revenue protection investment. And guess what? Not counted in net contributor.
Okay, I'm not exactly familiar with the statistics that Jeffrey Wrath brings up a lot, but what this guy is explaining here is total voodoo, which I'll explain as we go.
Stack on your energy bailouts, COVID credits, loan guarantees, orphan well
COVID credits,
cleanup programs, targeted industry relief, tens of billions of dollars more, also not counted in your net contributor status.
Man, even if what he's saying is true there, that Jeffrey Wrath doesn't include that when he lays out stats, a huge portion of that, maybe all of it, I don't know, just a massive portion is deficit spending. So, oh wow, the Canadian government is going more and more into debt to provide things like COVID relief. Even though we're not in COVID anymore, the government's still running a massive budget deficit. A lot of what this guy explains and continues to explain is Canada's going into a bunch of debt. That's not good. We're just giving the future generations this insane burden. Is that good for Alberta? It's good for no province, but we'll continue here.
Healthcare. How about your top-up program that Alberta is getting starting this year? Tens of billions of dollars over the next few years. Yeah, to help build up Alberta's healthcare system. Right, because Alberta doesn't opt to have a provincial sales tax to help with those kind of things, so the federal government picks that up. Agriculture.
What do you mean the federal government picks that up? Where do you think that money comes from, dude? You talk about, oh, I know basic math, grade school math. The federal government doesn't just have free money. They print money if they want, but that comes from tax dollars or deficit spending. So I think his argument is basically just, hey, the Canadian government is reckless and goes into debt. So Alberta, just be thankful for that.
Agriculture, income stabilization, disaster relief, trade compensation, research funding, billions of dollars a year. Not included in your little calculation. There's the hidden federal.
Alberta has not received equalization since I think the mid 60s. So even in times when the oil price is up or the oil price is down, Still no equalization for Alberta.
Money. That's also not included in the calculations, right? That these guys like to pretend don't exist. What about EI when oil prices tank and your entire province is sitting on unemployment? Yeah, wildfire and flood recovery systems.
An independent Alberta would have some type of EI. This is so crazy. 5 million Albertans would have to pay into whatever the new federal government in Alberta, but then that money would go back to Alberta. Not an argument. Military bases. People have thought of this before, man. Oh, Alberta will need a border. Yeah, sure.
Military bases, all of the federal infrastructure that exists there. There's tens of billions of dollars, of federal dollars, flowing,
a lot of it debt,
into Alberta that doesn't come up in your net contributor calculations. All of it completely invisible to the narrative.
So he's throwing out a lot of stuff here, providing no numbers. Again, I don't know exactly what the Jeffrey Rath argument that this guy's claiming that Jeffrey makes is, but this is all voodoo, bro. A lot of this is federal deficit spending. Everybody knows Alberta contributes more per capita to Ottawa than any other province. That's what matters. It doesn't matter the absolute number. Give me a break.
And the part that Jeffrey Rath and Danielle Smith dodge like Donald Trump dodges a draft is that Alberta keeps 100% of its resource royalties. And in
Donald Trump dodges a draft.
Good years, that's $25 billion. Yeah, that Ottawa doesn't touch. There's no federal taxes on that. There's no contributions going anywhere else. Alberta keeps 100% of it. So no, Alberta is not being drained. Alberta
being drained, really? Then what's equalization? If it's not being drained, end equalization tomorrow, if that's not a big deal.
Is not paying for the East.
End equalization today, if that's not true. If the East doesn't need that equalization, end the program immediately.
And Jeffrey Rath is not doing math. This isn't
How many jump cuts, bro? How many jump cuts? We're 3.5 minutes in. You can only talk for 5 seconds at a time?
About Alberta versus Canada. They will have you believe that. But this is about weaponizing bad math to sell grievance politics. Okay? Because if Alberta was actually propping up the country, Ottawa wouldn't be spending billions of dollars to keep Alberta's economy strong.
How is that true, bro? Again, a lot of that is deficit spending. Canada's a crazy deficit, and Alberta is the contributor to equalization. Those other places, Quebec, maritime provinces, get equalization. Alberta doesn't. So what's he talking about? And if you're going to throw all that stuff out there, bro, provide a little bit of data, maybe link an article here or there, but this is all voodoo. What he's saying, the federal government picks up the tab. Where do you think that money comes from? You think the federal government has an industry? They don't do anything. They just tax people and then push the money back out where they think they should, or they send some overseas, or they print money and go into even more debt and saddle future generations with that burden. This guy seems to think that the federal government is like Apple or something, and they have a productive industry. They can only take money and then redistribute it as they want.
Yeah, and if you disagree, great. Explain to me which part of the math is wrong.
All of it, pretty much.
I'll wait right here. And then we can tell your friends together.
Also, bro, did you need 20 plus jump cuts in there? Incredible. Anyway, with that said, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Have a great day.